Hey guys, so just wanted to give an update about the tank and also the Grom and also the plans. So, as you can see, there's no Discus in this tank yet. The tank is doing very well. Primarily due, and I didn't mention this before, is I do dose this with Aquarium Co-op's Aqua Green or whatever it's called, and I I guess I should mention I do want to talk about that. It is actually a really good fertilizer for the cost. And I micro dose it or lean dosing. What that means is I only do half the dose and I do it twice a week. What a lot of what instructions say is to basically do a full dose every single day, and I don't do that. For a couple of reasons. Number one, I don't want to oversaturate the tank, and also the plants I have are not very what's the word for it? They're not very needy, or it's just there's actually some pearling going on. So I did get the red floaters, and pretty much they're all gone, and that's oh, that didn't work out quite the way I hoped. I wanted to get some red floaters to add a little bit of color to this tank because it's very hard to get like other than green or different shades of green. And when I had saltwater, obviously with corals, you just have a whole bunch of colors. Um, the red lotus is doing okay. Some of the leaves did wilt back, but there are some new growth coming in. That's kind of what expected with a new plant. So we'll give that a couple more weeks to get situated. So, what's going on? There is a reason why I decided to hold off on everything, and it actually stems around the motorcycle. So, back in October of last year, I did get into a small accident with the Grom that basically took the Grom out for the rest of that season. And it was probably a good 2 more weeks of riding. Some actually really nice days where the temperature was, I think, mid 60s at that time, and I really wanted to ride. I'll talk a little bit more about the accident later, but I did get in an accident. It wasn't my fault. The ground was out of commission. I did have to get it assessed by the dealership, who actually took over 4 months, and there was a whole difficult process with that. But I just settled everything with the person that hit me last week, and I did have the money for the repairs. It came out to around 1350. So, but the thing is, I am not going to fully repair the Grom at the moment, and there's a reason why, and there's also a reason why I'm holding off on the Discus, and that's because I think I might have talked about this in the past in one of the videos, but it's a very unique motorcycle coming out. I guess in terms of like fish tanks and the Grom and riding, I think the riding would actually come a little bit higher in priority. And also, the other thing about this, and again, if everything does work out, I don't need to put the Discus from the source I want to buy it will cost around $500. I've been actually looking on Craigslist for more local breeders or people who just need to get rid of this discus, and I really can't find anything. Maybe I will. Like stuff do pop up, but it's really far away. Like when I sold my discus years ago, that was the same thing. I got like hits right away about it, so I just have to wait. I'm not in a rush. The other thing I could do with this tank is just get some Bolivian rams, or what they call rams. I think they're called rams, and there's a lot of different. That's like pearling now and then, which is pretty cool. There's many different types of rams, and they have a very unique. The color is really nice. It's not anywhere close to a discus, but they have very unique. Like there's like golden rams, and there's like a blue rams, and there's like the traditional ram. I could do that. I could get 3 of those, and they'll probably cost like around $70 in total, and put them in here instead of discus, which would make more sense since it's a smaller tank. but I'm still holding up for Discus. But anyway, so let's go to the reason why I'm holding off on purchasing the Discus, which costs $500. Is mainly because if everything comes true, and let's go to the computer real quick. Now I'll show you what exactly I am looking at. So on the 1st of February, which is about 8 days away, Kawasaki is releasing 2 new bicycles and jet skis. So now, there's this bike that's been rumored to come out. It's called the ZX4R, which is basically a. You can think about it. The way I think about it is like a mid-size motorcycle power in a small beginner's bike. So I'm short, so that's why I need something like that. And I want to get there's a different. So the Grom, like I love the Grom. The Grom I have now is excellent. Right after when I got it back during the assessment, the damage assessment, they needed to take everything off the bike to get to the frame to inspect the frame and the swing arm to make sure there's no cracks. Because if there's a crack in the bike, yeah, that's like a death trap right there. So they put it back together, and it's actually a lot more. What's the word for it? When I rode it back home, and I actually had to ride it back in like 40 degrees, 30 degrees. It felt really good. The bike felt really solid, so it's a good bike. There's no beating around that the Grom is a great bike. It's the best selling bike, but I want something a little bit faster and a little bit more aggressive. So the ZX4R has been rumored since last fall, and I've been looking for it for last fall. Kawasaki has had a lot of different events where everyone's like, "Oh yeah, they're gonna announce it, they're gonna announce it, they're gonna announce it," but every single time we've been disappointed with just random bikes and random things. I guess it's not random for people who are looking for it, but to me, they're pretty random. So now, why do I think this is the actual? This like I would say 95% certain this is a ZX4R, and there's a number of reasons why. Obviously, since last year, the VIN numbers have been registered in the United States for 400 cc inline 4 Super Sport. So the VIN numbers are all set up for Kawasaki to release it. And again, obviously, it hasn't been released or announced since then. But looking from this picture, this is a small bike compared to. So this is a jet ski. So it's gonna be a pretty small bike. This bike, I'm assuming that this is not like cropped or pasted together or something like that. This is just one picture. If you look at the comparison, this bike is actually smaller than this jet ski. So it's a small bike. So it's not gonna be like, it's not gonna be a big bike or anything like that. The other thing is you look at the tires. It has that green stripe. So the only real bikes that have that green stripe and the green stripes are part of the KRT, I guess, style or livery. It's part of the Kawasaki Racing Team livery design. So the only ones that have that is the ZXR series, and also some of the higher end like 1,000 big cubic feet, cubic displacement motors and like the H2 or something like that. So you can take a look here. Let's go look. A motorcycle Z. Whoops. Okay. Ninja. Okay. Let's see if I can actually find it. So the CX. Okay, that's a little different. But okay. Well, actually, these have green too. Okay, maybe I'm wrong about the green. Okay, maybe I'm wrong, but I thought. Yeah, they do have the green. But, well, anyway, this is the KRT design. I wonder if there's any. See, this is blue. But this white one's also green. I'm not sure if it's green or what is this. What color is that? That doesn't look green. The front wheel is green, but the back wheel is not green. But the KRT design actually is green. Well, I highly doubt it's the 400 because they already announced the reversion of the 400. But anyway, let's go back to the ZXR models, ZX6R. So anyway, it's gonna be like that. I think this is the KRT design. So it's gonna be in the KRT design right away. It seems. But anyway, regardless, like the size of the bike, it's a small bike. Well, I mean, I guess it could be. No, it can't because the 400. I'm pretty sure there was already an announcement that the 400 was like or for the new year, the 2023s were already launched. So it can't be the 400. So most likely, okay, maybe it's not 95% now. Maybe it's like 85%. This is going to be the ZX4R, and so the cost of it is going to be like 8,500, 8,000. I'm hoping 8,000, and so out the door is probably going to be like 10 grand, 9,500. Um, so I want to save my money to make a deposit for that. I have enough money, obviously, just buy the bike outright, but I do need the money for stock investing and trading. So I think I can get like half of it just for a down payment, and then pay the rest off in a as a loan. So that's why I have not moved on the Discus unless I find a really good deal online with Craigslist or something like that. So I haven't done. I'm not spending any money, significant amount of money until I know what this is, which I'm expecting to be the ZX4R, and in which case I'm going for it because while I love the Grom, um, this is a very unique bike. It's a beginner's bike which fits me perfectly. It's gonna be aggressive, but I think I need to get used to the aggressiveness of it and the aggressive seating of it. But I mean, it's gonna go like 130, 125, 130 stock, maybe 135, and then probably with a flash, muffler, airbox, air filter, right? It's gonna go like 135, 140, and that's pretty crazy for a 400cc like entry level size bike to have. And it's kind of one of those bikes that you're like, okay, um, I'll be satisfied with it without any upgrades because obviously I too short to ride a 600 or a 1000cc super sport or anything like that. So this is kind of like my bike. It's kind of what I need to get, and that's the deal with the Discus. It's on hold until this comes out, and then I figure out what if it comes out, and you figure out what the finances are for it, and you start saving up for a little bit, and making sure everything's ordered. So that means some sacrifices. If it isn't, and that is the case, then I'll most likely just kind of wait for a Craigslist deal for Discus, or I'll just go with the Rams. And they look really really nice. Let's see if we can actually look some Ram fish. Yeah. So images, Ram cichlids. So this is the traditional. This looks really cool, and then there's also the blue, right? And there's also red, and there's also like a golden one. Where's the golden one? Like that. Here's a golden one right there. So I can get like 3 or 4 of these with the different colors, and that would be pretty cool too, right? So that might be. I really want Discus, but again, it is very difficult to keep. This is maybe easier and cheaper. So, well, either way, I'm not gonna make a move until this first, until I know what the hell is going on and everything. So anyway, that's the update, guys. Talk to you guys later.